So what we know before we start the episode, I usually have to clap so it's easier to sync in the audio. So on the count of three, we're gonna clap at once, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Perfect. You guys are theater actors.
We can take directions.
Exactly. And you're always hitting your beats.
That's
you know.
Right.
Perfect. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Top of the Bottom podcast. It's another first for our show, isn't it, Jay?
It definitely is.
We are having on our first film cast to promote their new film, Rumination, and I want to introduce each one of them at a time because a lot of them are my friends and I want to be respectful of them. So, first to my left, this is my, yeah, to my left is Francesco Dalli Cani.
Yep.
Doroteja Jurican. And Caesar Alvarez. Woo! How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Very good. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. We have a lot to talk about.
Oh yes, you have a surprise for us, right? You want to show us the trailer to your new short film, Rumination, that nobody's seen yet. Woo! So you guys are pushing a lot of content on Film Pandemonium. Is that made up of you three, or can we talk a little bit about your company?
I'll take over.
Oh yes, please.
So for this project, it's us three, but it's kind of like my creative space, I guess. Of course, one day I'd love to make it like a real company and all of that, but for now, it's just a place, a YouTube channel, and an Instagram where I can post things that I wrote, and then I get my friends to partake in it. So for this project, Rumination, we had Caesar as the actor and director, and also editor and cinematographer, Jesus. And then Francesco was one of the lead actors. We'll talk about this more later, but he's reprising the role because there's actually 2 versions of Rumination. I know, crazy. But this is a dear project of mine, and yeah, so Film Pandemonium, expect more projects coming out soon, hopefully with the same cast for the next one, but we're trying to add more people to it as much as we can, so yeah.
Yeah. What she said.
But yeah, I'm glad to see, you guys making your own group. I know you guys came from the same school, is that correct? Oh, what is it, a New York Film School?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You want to take over?
Well, we met back in 2023 at the New York Film Academy that is situated in Burbank. And
Right here in Burbank!
Yeah.
Right here in Los Angeles!
It's not in New York. Well, it is in New York, but you know.
It's funny because people ask, oh, so you studied in New York? Well,
Yeah.
the main branch is in New York, but we're like in the acting department towards LA.
So what happens is that in New York they focus on like dancing and like theater
Musical
and
theater.
Broadway, yeah. And in LA they focus on the like film production, acting for film, and that's what we came to do, and that's what we're doing. There's also one in Miami that I think specializes in TV shows, which is great. Oh, wow, insane. But yeah. But me doing an ad for Nitro right now.
We're not sponsored by them.
Not sponsored. Not
We could have
sponsored.
if you want.
We could, if you want to.
Maybe you
please,
want.
if you want
Yeah,
to.
I'm in.
this.
It's a good school, but...
So it's cool.
Yeah, I remember when you first told me you went to the New York Film Academy, I was like, wow, I didn't know you were from New York.
And everybody has that reaction. Everybody.
Like, what are you doing here? Everyone's like, if you're in school, what are you doing here? Like, no.
Yeah, I can only imagine if we have something in New York and it's called like Los Angeles something,
They have to be.
They should really just go with a new name, Maybe the New York International Film School, right?
Well, to be fair, most of the students there are international.
True.
And we haven't said it yet, but we are all international.
We are all.
So he's from Mexico, I'm from Slovenia, like Luka Doncic, and he's from Italy. So it's
that's awesome.
most of the students in our class. Actually, we only had 2 American students. Yeah, something like that, 1 or 2.
I think it was just
He was
Nancy.
one and he
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, it was nice.
You went to UCLA.
Yeah. No, she switched to another
She
program.
switched.
Oh, okay.
But it was really funny. Like, it was all international students. Nobody's first language was English. So it was very interesting, like merging all the cultures and like making movies in your second language. So it's
That
very cool.
has to be
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you you're my favorite Slovenian?
That means so much. I have 2 very well-known Slovenians, and the fact that I'm your favorite, that means a lot. Thank
Well,
you.
it's like, yeah. It's not that hard, really.
I've got 3 to choose from.
Yeah.
And Luca hasn't won a chip for us yet.
Yeah.
It's like a Pokemon game. There with 3 and the one you like.
There's our starter Slovenians we get to choose from.
Yeah.
So technically, considering that you're also an Avatar fan, The Last
Yes.
Airbender, you would consider yourself a waterbender.
Yes.
So
So
you're
you're
a
a
water
squirrel.
Pokemon.
I am a water. That's my favorite.
So you're a squirrel.
Yes, I'm Squirtle.
Okay, so then who are you, Francesco? Which of the starter Pokemon are you? Are you Charmander or Bulbasaur?
He's the biggest Pokemon fan.
He's the one loser that would choose the Pikachu.
Are you dissing my goat Ash?
I always pick Charmander.
Oh, really?
So I would probably go with that. Although I will say that probably Bulbasaur would
Guys,
be.
you wanna know something funny?
Yes.
I would choose Bulbasaur. It's the 3 starters.
Oh, wow!
There you go.
It matches. It matches. It's the personality thing. I don't know why.
If only we had a Pokeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only.
My brother has a Master Ball.
Oh my
Really?
god.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
My little nephew loves to throw it and it pops open.
Oh.
And I taught him, I go, Pokeball go. And I goes, Pokeball go. And he throws it
That's
every
so
time.
cute.
It weighs 1 pound. It's made of metal.
Oh my god.
My god. Well, fun Pokemon discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
Never had a Pokemon discussion on the show before, but I'm glad it was right now.
It's always the first.
Yeah, it was always the first on the show for something. But, so, each of you, I'm assuming, have a different story as to why you chose the New York Film School. Do each of you have a reason that you want to share with us why you chose?
Well, I was applying to different schools when I landed on the New York Film Academy. I was sending applications to both Los Angeles and England. And I was also nearing the end of my law university program. So while I was doing the applications, I was also wrapping up that. I landed, if I'm not wrong, 4 out of the 10 applications that I sent, and one of them was also in London. But I decided to go with the New York Film Academy mainly because I've always wanted to come over to Los Angeles. So I thought, well, if I go to Los Angeles, that's where I always wanted to be, mainly for the industry, networking, everything that goes with it. And I just thought that the New York Film Academy would have been the best possible option for me. And considering the people that I've met and the projects I've been a part of, I can't think that I was right.
Okay, so you've had like a great experience coming over here.
So far, I've had the best experience possible. I mean, I've met them right off the bat in like the first 2 weeks that I got here. We've been working a lot together when it comes to acting, and one of our favorite inside jokes is like, Dory, we've acted together so many times. The first big feature film that I will be doing, I need you on set as support, emotional support.
Your emotional support Slovenian.
Correct.
I need a t-shirt.
Actually,
That makes
I was thinking.
That's not pretty hard.
Cool.
And the t-shirt has the text, but it's also the colors of the flag.
Oh,
No.
that's fun.
You
It's
know?
the same colors as that
It's
flag.
actually, yeah, USA.
Eudora, what's your reason?
Go for it.
Thank you. So we haven't mentioned we've done masters program at NIFA. So unlike them, I've been in US for 8 years now. I originally applied to thank you.
Yeah.
I applied to
There we go,
NIFA.
soul slapper.
It's very hard to do.
Yeah.
I originally applied to NIFA in 2018, and I was gonna go there for bachelor's, and I got in. I actually applied low-key as a joke. But like my dad was asking me like, where do you want to go for college? And I always told him I really want to go to America, and he's like, ooh, that's crazy. But we took a trip to Los Angeles a year prior, and he was like, why don't you just audition? Like, he's the type of dad that thinks if you send an email to Christopher Nolan, you'll get like a role. So he was like, just knock on the door and audition.
Imagine he's right.
I haven't done it yet, so maybe he's
But
right.
Christopher Nolan, I feel like it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's like, you know
Who
what?
knows?
For your bravery, I'll do it.
Maybe nobody does it thinking that he's never gonna act.
Yeah, and then you do it, and you're like, whoa, I never did.
Oh, nobody texted me.
But yeah, he was like, just try, just audition. Auditioning is almost free, so I was like, yeah, sure. And I got in, and we were like, oh, unlike like most people here, college is free in my country, so we don't save when the baby is born for tuition, right? So we were like, oh God, what are you gonna do? So I applied to Santa Monica College, community college, to save up some money and then eventually bridge to NIFA. But I also liked theater at the time a little bit more, so I went, instead of 2 years transferring to NIFA directly, I went to CSUN. Great school, really liked it. The only thing that was sucky was COVID. So theater on Zoom is not fun at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Theater
then
on Zoom? Wait.
I've done a
How
whole
do you do that?
production. It's lovely when it's like connection is slow, and you're hearing the other actor, and there's dogs barking everywhere. It's just
To be or
yeah, it's like that. It's like
Like it's not to be, right? Like it's not to be.
yeah. It was rough. But anyway, then I worked for about a year here in the U.S. because you do like an OPT thing, which is grants you like 12 months of work. So I did like a couple auditions and theater things. And then I was like, okay, I really want to stay in the U.S. doing more because my country is a little slow when it comes to industry of film and theater. I think it's been better, but I would love to bridge it one day with US. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out. And I was like, I think I want to stay in the US a little longer and learn a little bit more. So I applied to NIFA, and I got in again, and I was like, well, here we go, you know. It was expensive because it's a private school, but I think it was the best decision I could have made.
So I came to LA actually in 2019 to a workshop in NIFA. I was studying filmmaking at the time in Mexico, and I was like, I want to take a summer and check my acting things, because the reason I studied filmmaking in Mexico was because I always wanted to be an actor. Like, that was the goal. But in Mexico, I grew up with this mind of like, if I'm gonna be an actor, I want to like do my own films. So I need to do how to do film. So when I came to LA and I had that workshop in NIFA, it was very hands-on, and I loved it. And I never had any acting classes like that in Mexico, so I was like, I need to come back. So I came back to Mexico to finish my bachelor's in filmmaking, which I have now. And then they offered me in NIFA, hey, you have a bachelor's now in filmmaking, so you can do a master's in acting. And I was like, oh yeah. So I did it. I took it, and we did it, and yeah, that's how I got here, and I've been grinding ever since.
Oh, and how did it come where the three of you met each other? How did that happen?
It was in NIFA.
Yeah, but like...
Well, I met Francesco in orientation, because there was one day that, you know, in orientation when they invite you and meet your cohort and whatever, and then they do games and whatever. And there was this trivia game where some people were like putting music of movies, and like for a second, and you had to guess what movie is this from. And I'm very good at that. I love scores of movies. So I was very good. And the other guy who was doing very good was this guy. So me and I were like, hey. So we sat together, we started doing stuff, and then we happened to be in the same class. And that's how we met. And then the teachers told us like, hey, go meet the rest of your cohort. And Tori was there. And Tori was there. And then we were like, hey, yeah, well, we started bonding with that. And we just met there, but we didn't really like bonded until after, I guess.
For Caesar and I, we met because I posted a story about Smosh, and he was like, "You like Smosh?"
Hello, Smosh.
So shout out to Smosh. Well, so that's how
Smosh.
we started talking.
Yeah.
But Francesco and I kept getting cast in the same scenes together every single semester and every single assignment in the first semester. So we were like, well, we gotta be friends, I guess. So yeah, that's how us two connected, because I was not at that orientation. So I met everybody the day of first class.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, but our class was great. I think that we got lucky. We had a good bond, and people are still working in film right now, which is the most important thing. Like that, it was worth it, you know. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm glad it's not like places we've gone. It's kind of just like an elective to make films, right? And then you go on. I don't know. You become a statistician or something, I guess.
yeah.
But no, that's really cool that you guys you all met at the same school, and you all kind of you bonded through with circumstances forced you to bond. Well, I guess Caesar forced his own circumstance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always love hearing these type of stories, like when we have bands on and we tell them, how did you all meet? Because it's kind of interesting to figure out everybody's paths, how they all come across. But it's also interesting that you guys are making this production together outside of school as well. Is this the first production you made outside of school?
No, really. Not really. Like, we work on other stuff, but this is the first thing we did, like us three as a unit. Yeah. Like, we work with other people. One thing we learned at NIFA is that you meet one person, and if you like the vibes, you keep working with that person, and then that person knows other people, and then you work with other people. And so, like, all of the people here I know because, like, of Dory, and because Dory knew somebody else, and or things like that, or because Dory knew somebody that I know. So it's just connections really that you make. It's networking, but don't look at it like networking. It's like you are vibing with people, you know. And this project that we're doing with We Film Pandemonium is just us as a unit being like, hey, want to send good vibes out there and do stuff. Not talk about doing stuff. Do stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, like a friend of mine often says, everybody has an idea. Few people actually produce it.
Exactly.
So I'm glad you guys are putting your money where your mouth is, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about your first production for Film Pandemonium, Rumination.
Rumination. Hey.
So you mentioned that there was another version of Rumination.
Yes.
Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Oh my God. Okay.
Wait, can we first talk about like the roles that you guys have in it?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Please, Francesco, you will have the best story to tell. So please start.
You want me to start with the with Rumination version 1?
Yes. So, like, what character you play there and what character you play here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the very first version of Rumination was actually a school project that we had to do for a class. And each and every single one of us had a different role. And Dory landed the role of the writer. So she worked with our professor and with all of us together. I think it was for more or less like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
2-3 weeks of writing down. And she came up with this awesome idea of rumination. So after we locked in the script, we started dividing the different roles that everyone was going to play on set. So you were either cast or crew. And Caesar was director. Dory, unfortunately, being writer, she couldn't play actress. And
I was boom.
Yeah.
It was fun, but.
He was writer and boom on the day of shooting.
I can only imagine Dory.
Yeah, I slayed though.
This is
was
not a
late
diss.
too.
Boom is great, but when you're writing, you don't want to be boom.
Sorry, continue.
And I got lucky and I played the role of the therapist. Now, at the time, we've met like 2 months before that, so we were still trying to get to know each other. So the way that we decided the characters was, in a way, very superficial, as in, oh, I look at you, what character could you be? And I got casted as the therapist.
I see it.
Yeah, I see he's on the couch.
He's going to ask me
I'm
how
on
my
a
day
couch.
was.
And but we can talk about it. So I feel like you've had a very stressful day. this week must have been quite impactful on you.
Oh my gosh, he's quoting the movie.
So that was the first project, but Dory, who also had the ambition and the desire of playing the character that she wrote, after that first version, she wrote and rewrote the script. I think you came up with like 7 versions.
I did.
Rookie numbers.
Yup.
But they're all canon.
Oh,
They're all
that's
canon.
interesting.
Yeah.
That is actually true.
Yeah.
They are technically all canon.
Yeah, because I wrote another version for another class, for a screenwriting class. And it was like, it's kind of hard. Okay, we didn't talk about the story. So it's about a writer who has problems with like fear. She's a huge overthinker and she cannot live in the moment, basically. And she finds herself in a therapy session with this guy. And every time I rewrote the story, she gets a little older and things change. Like they do an exercise and it's every time I rewrote it, it's a different exercise. So in my mind, they're all canon because she is learning about something new and she's dealing with a new fear. And I not reprise. For the first time I played the lead. Because I was the writer last time and boom, so I could undo it. But also, I wrote this character based on myself. So I was like, this time I really want to give it a try. Maybe I won't do it as good as the first time the other actress did it, but I really want to give it a try and see how it felt playing this character. Her name is Laura. And it was really fun. And what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. The reason we rewrote it and restarted everything is... It's going to be a little shady, but
We love shade on you.
our professor didn't really care about the project. He fell asleep during class
Damn.
while we were filming it.
That's the first time I've ever heard a professor.
Yeah, so I mean, he was busy, so I understand. So I just wanted another try, you know? I wanted to get 2 full days because we only had 6 hours the first time we shot it. And I wanted like a different location, different costumes, everything. So yeah, the professor's good. It's just that day, I guess, wasn't his day. So I was like, please, that's my project. So yeah, so I play Laura, the writer, and then Caesar.
Well, so you didn't mention this, but that project that we did in school, the first version of Rumination, was in first semester.
Yeah.
And we knew about filmmaking.
You can
Nothing.
swear we're on YouTube.
Nothing. We didn't know nothing. So it was like very stressing for all of us to be there, except, well, maybe for because you were acting. You were doing like...
I was mainly a theater actor back in Italy.
Oh,
so
well, yeah.
it was still a bit of a shock starting to work with camera
Yeah.
and learning the different dynamics and what is the same and what is different.
Yeah.
So that was very, very challenging, but
Fair.
we slowly learned altogether.
We did, and that was the reason we had that class. It was a class for filmmaking. So the reason I mentioned this because I think we got so much better since then. And the second version of Rumination, which we did after finishing our classes in the master's program, you can see the difference in...
We watched it back
Yeah,
to back.
maybe we use less like specialized equipment because it was the school's equipment, but the vibe, the writing, the pacing, the editing, everything, the acting, everything feels way better, and I'm proud of how it came out in the second version, and the first version is very different. That's one way to say it.
Your character.
Oh, my character. So, well, I'm mainly directing this version again, but in this version, I'm also doing a character called the Bearded Man, and I'm basically the representation of Laura's, the main character, fears, and her anxiety during the whole process, and yeah, that's basically my character. So yeah, that's
The bearded man. It reminds me of that episode of Regular Show with that character, giant bearded face.
Oh,
Jack Bearded
yes.
Face.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that
He's
one.
because in the original Rumination it was just Laura and the therapist.
Right.
So we added another character in. He's kind of ish a character because he's just a fragment of her imagination, I guess.
Okay.
But he's kind of inspired if you ever played any of the Alan Wake games. Scratch, that's the kind of the vibe, which is like you just see half of the face of this mysterious entity, and he's just doing scary faces and it being a little mischievous, I guess. Yeah. So, but it was really fun adding another character to it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what makes the film a little bit more different from the original, right? Like you said, there was 2 characters in the first version. I'm assuming those 2 characters stay the same throughout the other 6 variations.
Yes, those 2 are always like the main, and then everything else is a variant that changes.
This is like
yeah.
the next iteration that's like the most original from the first one, right?
Yes.
So is this where, in your mind, would you say the canon splits because now there's a new character, or?
Oh, I never thought about
Right.
that. Maybe
This
if
is
I
like the
write
alternate
Rumination,
timeline.
the next one.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's true. Well, anything's possible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is awesome, to hear about how you come. Oh, so how did you come up with the idea? I guess I'll ask.
The assignment for the original Rumination was come up with a log line and sell it to the class, and then they're gonna vote on whichever film we want to do, and they chose mine. I was stressed out about that assignment. We had a week. And everybody was telling me, like Caesar specifically, he's the type of guy that's like, homework's due next week, I'm doing it right now. Do you know? So as soon as the class was over, he was like, I have 3 ideas. And he already had a script for one of them.
When class was over, I delivered
He already turned it in. And I was like, oh my God. And then there was other classmates that already had ideas. And I was like, I have nothing. And I really like writing, but I have nothing. So I kept thinking and thinking and thinking. And I was like, damn, I maybe should go to therapy by the time. Like, I'll have something because I keep thinking about this. And I was like, wait, what about if I write about my experience of just overthinking so much that I'm in this therapy room and this therapist trying to help me, but I don't see the problem because I keep being like, what about tomorrow? What about next year? What about blah, blah, blah? Instead of what about right now, So I started writing the idea and I already had some of it ready by the time we had to pitch it. The class chose it and I was like, oh God, no. And now I have to write it for real. But it was really fun. I worked with others. I sent them many versions before that version, so there's technically way more than 7 versions. People really liked it, which was surprising because that was technically my second ever or third maybe script I ever written, but it's the first one that I got shot. And yeah, I was trying to stay away from horror elements, even though the inspiration actually comes a little bit from Until Dawn, if you ever play that game. So for Rumination version 2, we really leaned into like more of a thrillery vibe, but still very bright and colorful. So it's kind of hard to label it sometimes. I feel like when we put it on IMDb, they were like, so what genre is it? And I was like, I don't know. It's like a mixture of everything.
Thriller. I think
I
psychological
guess so,
drama.
but it's not like, I don't know, Get
Comedy.
Out and Parasite and stuff like that.
I think it's kind of like Get Out in many ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very Get Out was very genre bending.
It's very. I directed the thing. I got inspired. I got inspired a lot in like Jordan Peele type of movies.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
some of them have a lot of color. He has a comedic background,
Yeah.
which he's great. I love Ken Peele, but and I think of myself as a funny person. I think I'm very funny when I'm not like in a serious mode.
When there are not 3 cameras pointed at you at the same time and you're talking on a microphone.
but I think comedy helps you a lot to write horror somehow. A lot. It's so easy for me to change because you see what things make you laugh and what things don't. And when you play with the things that don't make you laugh, you're like, ooh, you're tense. And I think that's the vibe I wanted to send in the movie. It's a thriller. It keeps you like, what's gonna happen? And then something happens.
And definitely, like, Francesco has most of the funnier lines, and he's playing this very serious, very like elegant, like therapist. So whenever he says something funny, you're like, what do you mean? It's like, why are you saying it like that? You know?
It's slightly off-putting.
Exactly.
I like that.
And since, like I said, every version is canon, the first rumination, it was like, oh my gosh, who are you type of thing.
Yeah.
Our meeting now is like, oh my gosh, you again. You know, it's like they already have an established relationship. You don't have to watch version 1 to understand it. Honestly, version 1 is very confusing. And it's not anywhere online. So good luck trying to find that. But yeah, I think it's just a really fun project with it, and it was completely shot on a phone. So
I saw some of the BTS
yeah.
that you used the what
Shot
was
on
the iPhone? Which
yeah.
one?
Which
Submitted for
it
the
was
It
yours?
was
commercials.
my phone. It's a 15
that
Pro
on?
Max.
15 Pro Max.
Yup.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 generations ago. That's crazy.
This is John
No, wait, actually, it's 1 generation ago. It's crazy. Right there. Now they got their BTS rolling.
Should
cut it out
Yeah.
for
now
one
we're
of their
just a
ads. Right?
cinematic.
Exactly. Everything's a movie.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
So-
it came like shooting an iPhone came from the mentality that we have at Field Pandemonium, that it was like a lot of filmmakers sadly can't afford like top cameras or even like average price cameras. So we were like, we have phones, and our phones, we are privileged enough to have phones that can film in like a cinematic vibe. So let's just do that. Let's just use the phones. With a phone, you don't need permits, which is the thing we learned in school. With a phone, you don't need permits of any kind. So we were just like, let's use the phones. Let's use what we have. Let's not like try to be perfect and just do film. And that's what we did. And we're happy with it.
But also, when you go and consider the OG project and the scripts that we were coming up with, we were thinking of a way to shoot something that was very, very minimal, that wouldn't require big budgets or great camera equipment. We even thought about locations, and at the very end, I mean, we shot in just one location. My apartment. We changed the angles, so it feels like it's a bit different, as you will see in the short, but we really tried to just be creative with what we have, and sometimes it's actually true. The less you have, the more creative you can feel. And I think, especially after watching version 1 and version 2 back to back, I would say that one of the things that we got more creative were the camera angles.
Absolutely.
Because we've learned about those when we were at school. Some of the camera angles in this newer version are unsettling in a good way. Yeah. They help to give that feeling of a bit of anxiety and of fear that we were trying to deliver with, the story. And I feel that there's a big difference from the OG version, because in the OG version we will still just practicing with master shot, close up, medium shot.
Yeah, it was very like still shots in the first version, and in this one there was some shots that I was like, I'm just gonna lay on the floor and film. I'm just gonna do this. I don't know.
And what were like some drawbacks filming on just an iPhone rather than a camera?
Drawbacks? Well,
If any.
you lack of a lot of control, especially in the type of shots that are like some object is focused and some object is not. In the camera, it's very easy to control this because you just adjust the focus. In iPhone, the focus is automatic and it's like, I'm gonna focus on that thing on the floor, and now I'm gonna focus on this thing. So it's like, and you can deactivate it, but it's still like you need sometimes to have a specific focus, and that's very hard to do on the iPhone. So Apple, if you're looking at this, fix that. But overall, it was a very fun shoot because, I think because we're a unit and we work together so good, but working with the iPhone is so easy. Like, it's so easy to carry, it's so easy to move. Sometimes with a camera, you cannot do those stuff or those type of angles because just the camera's huge. So with an iPhone, it's just like, I'm just gonna set it here in this little tripod, and let's just do the scene. Let's just do the scene, or let me move the whole thing, and it's gonna look so good. And iPhone has very good stabilization, so you don't have to have a gimbal or something. Like, you can use your hand, and it's gonna work, and that's very cool. And I think that's some drawbacks and cons of doing it. It depends on every filmmaker, I will say. But for us, it really, really worked. For sure, our next projects are going to be done with an iPhone. For sure.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you guys end up using just stock iPhone app, or do you install third-party like Blackmagic camera?
No, we should.
So that app lets you control the ISO, the aperture, and the manual focus, and the different lenses of it. Everything for free. That would've made
you know
so
what?
much faster.
You know what?
Thank you for that.
We're gonna do it.
You're welcome.
So for sure it'll be on iPhone.
You can clearly see that I'm an actor.
But you're trying, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're doing it.
You're doing it.
Like, I'm really glad you talked about the way you decided to take your shots, because often when it comes to beginning filmmakers, especially since I've been to a lot of film festivals, I see a lot of indie films, short films, they go with the easy shots, like the triangle setup. Like, we have it here, but this is where we're podcast. Like, we're not trying to be cinematic. We don't need to be cinematic
Fair.
for a podcast.
No, don't.
Right.
Don't.
And oftentimes, some of the filmmakers are afraid to push the way an audience views their film, so they go with the standard setup, triangle setup, like you said, close up, medium, master shot, right? So I'm glad you went with different angles on the floor or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad to hear that was is good. We can expect a lot of thoughts behind what the shot is going to look like. I wanted to ask, if you can, without spoiling the film, is there a reason why there's a certain color gradient for each of the characters?
I don't think I told these two
Oh,
directly. Yeah.
So they're learning
So-
something along with us.
When we see the trailer, I don't know if I should let you guys guess what do you think the colors are.
I like that idea.
Maybe we should watch the trailer and
Yes,
then.
that's a great idea.
Okay. Let's do that.
So you guys, have you seen I'm assuming you guys have seen your own trailer.
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
What are we talking about?
Like, we're all watching together. you
Yes,
know?
exactly. No, you guys watch it. We know what you're watching.
Okay, so we have not seen the trailer yet. Dory sent it to me, but I told her I'm not going to view it until we shoot this episode, because I want to give our live reaction. So Jay hasn't seen it, right? You haven't seen it. Hand on the Bible. You haven't seen it.
Right hand.
Right
Yeah.
hand.
And then you guys are like, "Oh, I hate it," and we're like, "Oh,
It's great.
Pokemon.
Let's talk about Pokemon. You excited for Detective Pikachu too?
I want to play Pokopia," but anyway.
All right, so here is the trailer for the first time, our live reaction to it.
Tell me, what are you thinking? What's on your mind?
Awesome. That
Okay.
Great trailer. Okay.
Thank you. It was all Caesar.
Thank you. Oh yeah.
it was great.
I slept at 4 a.m.
I think the colors are related to her emotions.
Exactly
Yes.
what I was
Yeah.
gonna
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is a shot, as you see, of the therapist putting something on the table,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the colors match those
Yeah.
three colors.
Yeah.
Not gonna go into detail about that, but I haven't really told these two guys what the colors exactly mean. So I have synesthesia. If you don't know what that is, it's basically the easiest way to explain is I see color when you guys say things. Like any kind of word, I can see a color. If you give me a number, I can tell you the color of it.
What color is this?
So yeah, it's exactly like Cynthia Erivo. But every synesthesia works differently for other people. I guess it's just like a brain thing that happens. And I the word anxiety and fear and like uncomfortableness, people associate that with like black or gray usually, sometimes white. For me, it's green.
Green.
It makes me it's like nauseous green. So Laura, the main character, is in green. That is like that uncomfortable feelingness of like, oh my god, like I am everywhere all at once, but not in this moment, and I am stressing out about everything that I cannot control. And then red, which we had the bearded man. Red is often like a passion color or a very rage type color. So that one, it is kind of more literal. It's that anger of you can't help yourself. You know, you're just mad that things are not working out and I don't know what to do, but I'm angry, you know? So that type of thing. And then blue, a little bit more calm. You're self-conscious, being like, it's okay, let's take a deep breath. Like, let's relax a little bit, you know? So I like the color blue for the therapist because it just, at the end of the day, he's trying to help her, even though he is being a little mischievous and a little shit, you know, towards her. But his job is to help her out, you know. So that's why I like the RGB colors. And it was really fun filming in those colors. And when we made the poster, we just took a bunch of photos in front of the RGB lights. And I was like, oh God, like I didn't have a plan for the poster until like a minute before we actually took it. I was like, I want something with all of us somehow. Maybe Laura's like leaning on the table and you guys are like multiplied behind me, or something, like something silly, something odd to show that this film is a little extra, you know, a little weird. But then when we had the ring light, and I was like, wait, what if we, because there's moments, as you've seen in the trailer, that there are red scenes and blue scenes and green scenes. I was like, what if we use that for a poster? And then we made many variations, 3. Everything is a 3. And people really received it well on Instagram. I was like, hello? Why are we suddenly getting like recognition? So we're all a little scared that people's expectations are like over the roof. Again, shot on a phone. With 3 actors, not filmmakers, actors, and very beginner screenwriters. So, you know.
Worst case scenario, Rumination version 3.
Yeah, exactly. But it's definitely better than the first one, and it's our growth, and it's our first project. So that's why I don't want to call it a company. Film Pandemonium is just a brainstorming place that makes films, you know. First make it happen, then make it good type of thing. Yeah.
I like that. You're like,
make it good on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like Rumination. I just don't think it's an Oscar type of movie. You know?
Well, like, I'll say this because you guys are trying to downplay it, but I know you guys are very talented. I know you guys are very
So
creative.
sweet.
I've worked with you guys before in the past, especially you, Dora. We've had some history.
We've done a lot of projects that we can't talk about. I love how we both went. Yeah.
But look, so I know it's gonna be great. You know, I know you guys are trying to be humble, but I know you guys are gonna be great because you know you went through school, you completed, you got your masters. I mean, come on, if you got your masters, it's gonna be pretty good, right? That's all I have to say.
Hopefully.
I would like it. Well, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you so much.
You want to tell our audience where we can find you?
Well, you can find the project on Film Pandemonium. We are, whenever this episode drops out, we're planning to drop out the trailer at the same time, so you can all watch it. When the movie actually comes out, we are unsure of yet, because we're trying to figure out some logistics if we want to send it anywhere else. But yeah, Film Pandemonium. But then if you want to find us separately, I am on Adorable, Adoribell. Sorry, I can't spell it in English. I think that was right. And then whoever wants to go next.
Well, follow us on Film Pandemonium on both Instagram and YouTube, because that's where we're gonna be posting stuff. And me personally, I'm Hale_Caesar.
Love it.
99, because that's my year. I said my age. 99, Brooklyn 99.
You ever watch Hail Caesar?
Hail Caesar?
You ever watched the movie?
The movie of Julius Caesar?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you did. And that's where the idea comes from.
Yeah.
And I am currently on Instagram too, as everyone in this industry at this point. And you can find me at Francesco Dalli Cani.
I love it.
Simple.
Love
My
it.
name.
Straight with the
Simple.
brand, the personal brand. I love it.
We're also all on IMDb if like any producer wants to like an actor or something.
You got a letterbox? No.
I do.
You got a letterbox?
I do.
Good at it.
No, it-
I
Does it daily.
I have actually was in December of 2024 that I got my letterbox because I'm a cinephile and I love movies. So I started just adding to it, and one day after another, movies start to pile on. And the more movies you know, the better it is, because realistically speaking, especially for actors, it is easier to speak through images and using comparables and director styles and all of that if you're referencing a movie.
right.
So
right.
that's something that really, really helped, especially when we were we were filming and we were trying to figure out the perfect way to say a line or a scene or whatever. Talking through images was the best way. So it was very, very helpful.
Can't wait to read your reviews. You're actually the second person who promoted their letterbox on the show. Shout out to Joshua the Militant.
Nice.
Well, thank you guys for being on the show.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for having
Looking
us.
forward to the
it was-
movie.
It was incredible. You can't wait till it drops. You can find me on Instagram at Jeremiah Jordan, TOTB. Obviously, the show is TOTBENT. Jay?
You can find me as J_TOTV, also on Instagram.
And if you want to support our work or you want to see this episode early, you can subscribe to our Patreon, which is now $3 a month. That wasn't me; it was inflation. I would have kept it at $2, but they make the lowest is only $3 now. So subscribe if you want to support us. If you want to get these episodes unearly and uncensored. Unfortunately, there was no swearing in this one, so there's no censoring. But
Exactly.
Really hard.
yeah. Generally, if we have episodes where people swear, and if you want to see those, you can subscribe to the Patreon for $3.
Say it.
What
Yeah.
do you do? She had to let one go.
We're gonna bleep it. We're gonna bleep
I
it.
said fork.
Fork.
said
okay.
fork.
Yeah, there we
She
go.
absolutely
she said
said
fruit. And we want to thank our sponsor, Dubby. So
Yes,
any
sir.
product that you purchase, if you go to checkout, don't forget to use the promo code TOTBENT for 10% off. Most of their products, not their collaboration products, it doesn't seem to work
Yeah,
with that one,
no,
but
definitely not.
they're any of the regular products, you can subscribe there, and it really helps out the show. So thank you all. Dorotea,
Doroteja.
Caesar.
It's me.
I know her really well, okay?
Yeah. Story for friends.
And Francesco, thank you guys.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank
and
you
we'll
for
see
having
you
us.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll see you all next week. And don't forget, don't be a chump.
All right, don't be a chump. man.
Don't be a chump.
Yeah.
Be a chump.
Don't be a chump. That's our
Yeah.
thing.
It's a
Don't
thing.
be a chump.
I love how Dory actually does it.
Oh, kinda.
A little bit.
What
yeah.
kinda?
It's cultural appropriation. That's what it is.
That's a nice name. What kinda?
Bye, everybody.
Thank you
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Bye.